Hello guys, since the pandemic is still around in Malaysia, a lot of people lost their job and their salary has been reduced. But with low income, you can still own a budget smartphone with lower price. So in this video, I will show you some best budget smartphones below 500 ringgit. Don't expect me to list down some high-end flagship devices. They are not going to be useful for gaming purpose and you should expect some limitations in this price point. For more tech videos in 2021, including the best budget smartphones in Malaysia, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. There are a lot of budget smartphones available in Malaysia in 2021, but my best budget smartphones below 500 ringgit won't have premium features like high refresh rate display, big storage, more RAM and faster CPU. Budget smartphones are mostly useful for making phone call, messaging, web browsing and to watch YouTube or Netflix. The first smartphone in my list will be Samsung Galaxy A02. This phone is still available in Samsung store for 399 ringgit. It has 6.5-inch Infinity V display with a resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels. You do have to know that it's a PLS TFT display and that's what you will get from Samsung under this price point. It has two rear cameras, one 13 megapixel main camera and 2 megapixel depth sensor instead of a wide angle lens. At the front, you will get 5 megapixel selfie camera and I think that should be enough for something like for a video call purpose. This phone is powered by a low-end MediaTek processor that comes with 32 or 64GB option for internal storage and 2 or 3GB of RAM. One of the great things about this phone is the 5000 mAh battery and 3.5mm headphone jack. The downside of this phone is micro USB 2.0 cable for charging, but fast charging is not available and it has no fingerprint sensor. On the next we have Realme C15 Qualcomm edition. You can get this phone for the price of 499 ringgit. It has 6.5-inch mini drop full screen with a resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels and it has IPS LCD display with 20 by 9 aspect ratio. When it comes to the camera department, it's a bit unique because you are getting quad camera setup. One 13 megapixel primary camera, 119-degree ultra wide angle lens, 2 megapixel black and white lens, 2 megapixel retro lens and at the front you will get 8 megapixel AI selfie camera and both sides are capable of recording 1080p videos at 30 fps. This phone has Qualcomm Snapdragon 460 chipset with Adreno 610 GPU. For this price point, it's available in 32 or 64GB option for internal storage and 3 or 4GB of RAM, which is not bad at this price point. The great thing about this phone is obviously the 6000 mAh battery and it has 18W quick charge included in the box and it also supports reverse charging. And not to forget, 3.5mm earphone jack is available for this phone and it has a rear mounted fingerprint sensor. Another smartphone in my list will be Xiaomi Redmi 9C. You can get this phone at Xiaomi store for 479 ringgit. It has immersive 6.53-inch dot drop display with same resolution, aspect ratio and type of display like Realme C15 Qualcomm edition, but the cameras are totally different. You will be getting triple AI camera with 13 megapixel primary camera, 2 megapixel macro camera and 2 megapixel depth sensor. At the front you will get 5 megapixel selfie camera which has AI portrait mode. This phone is powered with MediaTek Helio G35. It's a decent chipset for gaming but I won't recommend you for that purpose. It's available in 32 or 64GB option for internal storage and 2 or 3GB of RAM. This phone comes with 5000 mAh battery but with no fast charging, but you are getting 3.5mm earphone jack and rear mounted fingerprint sensor. And that's my list of best budget smartphones below 500 ringgit that are still available in 2021. These phones may not be for power users, but with this reasonable price, it's not wrong to purchase one of these phones for its massive battery where you won't need to charge all the time. So let me know in the comments below about what you think about my choice and feel free to suggest any other budget smartphones that you think it deserves to be included in this list. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.